We are live and yes, the rain has come in Pallekele. This is not a drizzle, it's proper rain.
It's not pouring there, yeah?
It's not pouring, but it's steady rain.
It's
And,
steady rain, yeah.
There was a long shot visual that was shown by the host broadcasters that if, and according to local knowledge in Pallekele, if those hills in the backdrop, they are shrouded, then that means you'll have quite a bit of rain. And the delay could be significant.
I mean, anywhere we're looking at, half of the ground was already being covered. There we go.
Yep. More than half the ground has been covered. And remember, this is steady rain. It isn't a pouring, it's not a downpour of sorts. And remember, even in the Bangladesh Sri Lanka encounter, there was a rain interruption, right, in Pallekele.
Yeah.
It was. And I think that didn't last for more than 15 to 20 minutes. Here we are hoping that doesn't, but already there is a significant amount of water that has come on the.
Yeah, I mean, I think
covers.
more than a heavy downpour, a steady rain is more dangerous because, you know, it pours for an hour or two and it goes away. But then with the steady rain, you never know.
Yep, and as I was saying, dark clouds over the horizon there where the hills were in Pallekele. If
Nikhil
that is
also
shrouded,
showed us the clouds.
then I think it is bad news because normally in Pallekele what happens is if those hills are shrouded, then you have consistent heavy rain. But if it's raining and the hills are, if it's clear, then the rain will just come for a brief bit and then stop. That's what was happening.
Right now it does look like it's going to be like a long interruption and a long delay because firstly it's steady rain. Second, and look at that doesn't look good at the moment. It's all very gloomy and it's getting dark over there, and at the moment the Pallekele cricket stadium is completely, one can say, engulfed with these grey dark clouds. Again, not a good sign given that it's already raining. So you could look at
A significant
Maybe
delay.
an hour or two of rain maybe.
But good thing as of now, as things stand, there aren't any overs that are lost. We have a buffer. We have a buffer, so you will not be looking at a truncated match. Hopefully, it's not that. India, Pakistan, you're seeing an ODI after 4 years. The last thing you want is, there to be a truncated match. Hopefully, it's not that. But in such, circumstances, by the way, and I heard, I think Wasim Akram also say this during, in the comms when we went into break. Perhaps when these rain interruptions happen at the start, and if you're looking at a truncated match. Then the team chasing often, has the advantage of knowing that the clouds are there. It's expected to rain later as well. So they can plan their innings accordingly, or they have a certain score in mind already. As the batting team, you don't know what will be a good enough score, let's say, to put on the board.
And remember, all this talk about weather, it would not have happened if all the games were being hosted in Pakistan.
It wouldn't have.
Because I'll tell you, Karachi, Lahore, Multan, the weather is absolutely dry and hot.
Very, very dry.
So we would have just had proper cricketing action. Just ensure that we don't have to rely on whether will it play to end, will you have truncated game, we'll have to win the toss and do something according to that sense, nothing. But unfortunately, because of the existing tensions that are there, India cannot go to Pakistan for a very simple reason. And we are stuck in Pallekele and Colombo because remember, even on 10th, the Colombo weather is not that good. It's not looking good, and
that's when you expect the second India-Pakistan match to happen.
This is a retreating monsoon. Remember, the southwest monsoon is retreating.
Yeah.
That's why you'll get the rains now. But next 2 months, you are going to see a lot more problems because you're going to see the northeast monsoon also hit Sri Lanka. So that's why, it does seem to have cleared up a bit at this point, and some of the covers have come off. But I think
they are in fact. The covers are coming off. So good news, guys. If you're joining us right now, and in case you're not around your TV screens or your mobile phones and not been able to track the match, we here at Sports Day here to cover you with all of the sporting action with regards to India-Pakistan updates that we're getting, visuals that we can see at the moment, and our man Nikhil happens to be there. He's also sending us constant updates. Good news, play is about to resume. We've seen play being stopped for roughly about the last 10 odd minutes. Looks like now in another 10 perhaps you'll see things clear out, not just over the stadium but the covers also come off, and perhaps players getting back to the crease. Both the Indian openers have given a decent start.
Yep.
15 runs for the loss of no wicket in 4.2 overs for India.
With Rohit's doing bulk of the scoring and Shubman yet to get off the mark.
He's yet to get off the mark.
Yeah.
And in the brief period that we saw, this wicket seems to be rather two-paced. One delivery shot up, the other stayed quite low of Naseem Shah.
And in fact, with Naseem, I think it was his quicker delivery that ended up staying low.
Staying low.
One
Yeah,
ball in three,
exactly.
second ball, and it just didn't bounce at all.
It's turning out to be a
Perhaps
pretty
it's a bit damp also. Maybe you could argue.
Yeah.
Maybe because it's so dry, the wicket is so dry that it's not giving you bounce.
Because see, I think most of the major covers are coming off, but I think the main pitch cover is still there because I
Yes.
think it is still drizzling at this time.
It is.
And are they enforcing one more layer or are they pulling it off? Oh, I think they're getting in more covers now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
But
the
if they
drizzle
just
has
take
picked
it
up.
off,
Yeah, see, it's coming on from the other side as well, if I'm not wrong.
I think the drizzle
the
has picked
groundsmen
up.
are getting a good workout today.
Oh, yeah.
Sri Lanka's groundsmen always get a
Yeah.
better work off. But remember, there is a difference in the way how the ground staff operates in the central and northern part of Sri Lanka and in the southern part of Sri Lanka. There has always been that difference. In central Sri Lanka, you don't know when the rain comes. You really don't know about it, especially in the likes of Dambulla, Hambantota, Pallekele. You don't know when the rain comes. But in Gaul and in all the other three stadiums, they get advanced knowledge. Like suppose if they see something from the horizon, they say, okay, you have to go off, it will rain. The local knowledge in Colombo is much, much better than you may say in Pallekele and Hambantota. You can't blame them also because the weather is so fickle in Pallekele. One moment it will be pouring, the next moment at one part it will be dry. What do you do then? And that's why more covers are coming on at this point in time, and I think the drizzle has slightly intensified. But in the brief period, I think maybe we may have to do a revision of our score estimates. I don't think this is a high scoring wicket that's been presented in Pallekele.
To be
Yeah.
fair, I predicted 268, so I think even that
No,
would
I
be a
think
high score.
I was the highest over here.
285,
I was
right?
way too optimistic.
Oh, you made 285.
285.
Harshit and I, no change. I think you made 279, right? And I made 280. Big deal.
Let's stick with it and see what happens.
Let's see, but I think for that the drizzle has to stop first, and that's
Yeah.
why I think don't get misled by the visuals. I think it's not that bright; it could be darker.
Yeah, because in fact now
That's
if you see
true.
the covers are seemingly back.
More covers, you can see
More
in the background
covers,
there.
yeah.
They are planning to get in more covers, or I think they're just putting them in place. So not a good situation at this point. I think we are in for a significant delay, and I think so far in the 4.2 overs, I think Naseem has looked the best of the lot.
He was
Yeah.
getting both in and out spin very dangerously.
And he got some bounce as well. And he got a couple of occasions though, and some
Yeah.
late swing too.
Yeah.
So that tells you that there is something here for the Pacers as well. Shaheen though on the other side, like we saw in the first match that Pakistan played also, was stringing down the leg side, just trying, a little too much, looking for that extra swing, wasn't able to get himself, warmed up and, wasn't hitting the right lengths. Today also, like we saw from him, yes, of course, there was a close shout. He did wrap Rohit Sharma in front of the wickets, but there was, it was bang on. It's just that it bounced a little more than Pakistan would have liked and Shaheen would have liked. Having said that, he's stringing down the leg side, so he's still looking for the right lines. Shaheen Afridi. Otherwise, yes, of course, it's been a good battle to watch as of now. But Shubman Gill, slow start for him, yet to get off the mark. In fact,
And if only we could have had the audio, I would have loved to hear what Waqar Yunus said about Naseem Shah. I mean, many are touting him to be the next Waqar Yunus, Naseem Shah, because of the action also, slightly more, you may say, roundhouse, but more of a back.
yeah, he goes a little outwards. The thing with Waqar was very plain, simple. He would walk into the stumps, walk into the pitch, and had a very straightish action. Naseem, though, it's this outward movement, let's say, that he has right when he's about to deliver, that sort of makes him different. But again, the ability to make the ball talk again, we know it's a gift that's presented to many bowlers in Pakistan, but this guy looks menacing.
The tape ball culture.
The tape ball culture.
That produces bowlers like on an assembly line in Pakistan. And I loved one comment that was made by a Pakistan writer about Waqar Yunus and Wasim Akram. Remember, though, there cannot be two more deadlier bowlers in history than those two. I mean, Waqar Yunus was like a nuclear bomb waiting to detonate. Okay, Wasim was like the samurai warrior slicing through opponents mercilessly. That was the comparison that was made. I think it was more apt. And remember, you would all be surprised that Wasim Akram's first choice was never cricket. You know what sport he wanted to initially pursue?
Football.
No.
Golf.
No.
Hockey.
No.
Arey.
Table tennis. He was a big table tennis fan. And guess who made him change his mind? Imran Khan.
Wow.
Wow.
Imran Khan saw because...
What a story to tell.
Yeah. Wasim Akram was a massive table tennis fan, and because I think he was blessed with those wrists, and Imran Khan once spotted him playing table tennis.
Then maybe he would have been a decent bat as well, had he been batting up the order. If he was good with his...
I think he was underrated as a
He was very underrated back. I mean, he had a good technique. He had a pretty decent technique. I mean, once if a spinner was bowling, it was in the slot. The slog sweeps of Wasim Akram were
very
too
good to watch.
But then he used those wrists, luckily not for table tennis, but for left arm
Pace
swing bowling. And what a treat it was. I think even there may be more wickets taken by other fast bowlers in this in the near future. I will still rate Wasim Akram as one of the greatest ever to have played.
True.
Wasim, I remember this one story which was relayed by Brett Lee. So this is during the time when when Brett Lee was part of the Kolkata Knight Riders IPL side. So that time Wasim was the bowling coach.
That explains why you remember it well.
Of course. So and who's the batter who's taken guard? Jacques Callis. Every bowler, Brett Lee included, is coming trying to get the man out. Callis, Klaus, everyone he's just saying out. Everyone, and Brett Lee saying, we're wondering what we could do to get this guy out. And Wasim Akram in dress shoes says, wait, just give me some time, I'll try. 3-4 balls in, he had Jacques Callis out. And this is Wasim with a 5-step runner. Well past his
That reminds me of this time, Wasim Akram. We were lucky that way back in school that Wasim Akram had visited us to our school, and he played. So I wasn't in the cricket team then, but again I was always in the close circles of those who played cricket. So I got a very good view of what was happening there, and a couple of my friends were playing. Again, that 5-step run-up reminded me of that story because, and I don't know for what joy, our school decided to have a mat also done on the pitch for Wasim Akram. We didn't need a mat for a Wasim Akram. That you got an extra, mat put over there for just to make life worse for those batters. Yeah, and we were 10 standard at best. Maybe I was just, I think 8 standard or something. Wasim Akram, and we were in complete awe of the man. Came in with his cavalcade, but just 3-4 steps of run up that he took, and you got to feel for what 15-16-year-old Wasim Akram. We were in complete awe of the man.
And this despite Wasim Akram's very inspiring story. I mean, he's a diabetic, but the fitness regime that he has today, it's an inspiration. And yeah, one of the greatest ever bowlers that cricket has seen, Wasim Akram. And we all thought that maybe Mohammad Amir or Shaheen Shah could carry that legacy forward, but I think no one can carry Wasim's legacy forward. He is one of the greatest.
But a quick word, guys, and it does look like the covers are again starting to come off now.
Yeah,
I think
it's gotten brighter.
It's gotten brighter, and the pitch, the main strip does continue to be covered, but the covers around it have come off. But a quick word, let's say on Virat Kohli, the camera did pan to him before play had stopped, and you could see him completely in the zone. He was focused, had his helmet on, he was completely padded up, had the bat in his hand as well. Clear indications that
all covers
there
are
we
coming
go.
off.
All covers.
Clear indications perhaps that he definitely will be India's number 3. At least to me.
I think so.
I hope so.
Because they were only when the national anthems happened, only 3 batters were padded up, and Virat Kohli was one of them.
Exactly. So again, just reading, let's say, of these visuals that have been presented so far to us, it does look like, and one can see him having an intense sort of a conversation with the head coach as well. I think they both at the moment assessing the conditions and perhaps could be talking on the lines of what kind of an approach they should be going in with now that it's going to be a little more wet than it was about half an hour back when play would have started. But clear indications, let's say, that Virat Kohli will be your number 3.
Mostly he will be your number 3.
Looks likely now that there is no place else but number 5 where Ishan Kishan could possibly be coming out to bat. Unless, of course, there is something that the Indian team has thought of, and we're only sort of touching upon it, which is looking at Ishan Kishan as the finisher. It's a thought that's been projected and it's been put out in the past as well. It'll be interesting to see if Ishan Kishan does indeed be the finisher for Team India. But
I think all the covers are coming off
Yeah.
and Rohit Sharma might be ready. We might resume play in the next
Also,
5 minutes. No overs might be lost.
Yeah, the Pakistani fielders are also at the boundary line ready
So-
to come in.
we've lost what, about 20 minutes of play, I believe.
27 minutes of play.
27.
to half an hour of
So
play.
we still have that buffer, even if, let's say, there is another rain interruption. We hope there isn't one, but in case there is an
I
interruption,
think there might be no further interruptions because it look clearer in the back.
it's getting
the
bright for
sun's
sure.
out. The sun's
Sun's
out.
definitely out.
It's definitely getting brighter now. Bright signs, good signs coming from Pallekele, and you don't want more interruptions.
Yeah.
Again, it's a contest that we waited for so long, especially in the ODI format. And the one ODI game, one can say, surely doesn't bore either neutral or, let's say, both sets of fans as well.
Yeah.
So you're always looking forward to a full-fledged game of cricket between these two giants.
Yep, indeed. So
But we don't have a time yet, so let's just wait and watch. I think it's a
we
matter
can
of
start in the next 5 to 7
Yeah,
minutes.
I think 5 to 7 minutes. Now you're going to see, play resume, which is a good sign because again, this is one match you do not want a rain interruption.
I know, but
know.
the sun's out. But then when the game started, the sun was out back then as
Exactly.
well, and then it started pouring. So there's no telling in Sri Lanka or Pallekele at the moment.
I hope it's really a case of this is the last of the rain that we've seen.
Yeah,
Because-
hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed because this is definitely one of those matches you do not want to see too many interruptions.
Yep.
Definitely not.
So that is why I think everybody was saying that this was the heaviest drizzle that was there in the day today. So that's why I'm just looking at any of the other match situations. Whether you're going to see a cutoff, I don't think you will
No,
have.
you'll have a long buffer. if
You
I'm
will
not
have, I
wrong.
think, mostly a 1 hour buffer, if I am not mistaken. You can reduce the lunch interval also by about 30 minutes. From 40, it may come down to about 30 or 20. So that might be the only thing. I don't think you're going to see change of any or loss of any overs or something, because you can extend play, I think, till by about 11:30, if I am not mistaken. So, yep, weather is clear, countdown begins. Let's see now when will they actually start play. I think in the next 5 to 7 minutes with no overs lost. Let's hope I get the official confirmation from the BCCI or any of the other ACC members at this point. So, yep.
Yeah, we're waiting for that. Right now, we'll just take a couple of comments since we're getting a few of them coming in. You have Dex claiming that Australia and South Africa produce better fast bowlers than Pakistan. I mean, it's debatable.
It's debatable. I mean, I will
debatable,
see
yeah.
after this generation of Hazelwood, Stark, Cummins, who are
What
there.
is the next generation?
Yeah, for example, a Michael Neser or maybe a Spencer Johnson. Nathan Lyon has said he will continue to
Maybe a
2027.
Boland.
Scott Boland.
But even
yep.
Boland isn't that young. Oh, and I think players about to resume.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, the umpires are now coming on,
And,
so are the Indian batters ready. They are ready for action at this time. So,
Yes.
So yeah, we're getting a play resumption soon enough only.
Yep.
That's a very
That's
good-
a very good.
Yep,
thing.
the Pakistani, I think, fielders have gone into the field.
Yes. But we are only waiting for confirmation. I think there
Yeah.
will be no overs lost.
Yeah, at this point, I highly doubt there'll be any overs lost if it's going to be that
No, I don't
quick.
think so.
No, this is a very short break by
Yeah.
rain break standard.
Yeah.
Lest we forget, we sat through a 3-day IPL final.
Oh boy. One whole day washed out, the other started losing overs after 2 hours.
Yeah.
But what a sweet victory at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, sweet exhaustive victory.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was.
Let's see, are we getting any more interesting comments? Akash
I think,
Bharadwaj says that just for batting at 8, India are not playing Shami. How do you see this? Necessary. Harsh, but necessary.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. And I am telling you, India's problem is going to be on number 8. I mean, whatever
Five.
the existing problems. KL, if he's back, I think that number 5 problem is also.
But what really worries me with him is that he has a history of having like injury pileups.
The wave of injuries.
Yeah.
He has a
Injuries, then COVID.
Niggles.
niggles. So that is why I feel bad for KL Rahul. I mean, no one wants to get injured that frequently.
That's true.
And,
That's true.
and there is unreal hate for KL Rahul.
But maybe now the onus is on the NCA to, kind of get him onto a diet that helps his body be,
NCA has a lot of bonuses because
they haven't lived up to that in the case of Jasprit Bumrah, Riddhiman Saha, Hardik Pandya.
I think
Shreyas Iyer.
Jasprit Bumrah's case was just careless because
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Bumrah, it was a collective failure because
Yeah.
you've got to blame the team management as well.
Exactly.
Because basis whatever reports that you were given from the NCA, clearly there should have been better communication or better understanding of
the
those
injury.
reports, because clearly for a man who you thought you would introduce in the South Africa series, you then had to bring him in the Australia series over there as well. Couldn't last the whole series again. Either you're not doing those tests and the rehabs not happening correctly, or as
We're
the
just depending on
as
the
it looks like has been a case of misunderstanding those reports and just making hasty decisions and just rushing him in.
No, I think this is not a hasty decision because I remember Chetan Sharma at that point was the chairman of selectors and he had done a press conference wherein he basically admitted, he said that no, we don't want to rush back players. Bumrah was rushed back and now you see what happened. So
Yeah,
they definitely
exactly.
did not want, there was definitely a problem there in terms of them bringing him back too quickly. And then see what happened. You ended up losing.
Okay.
the players
Play
are on the
resume in
field.
3
Yeah,
minutes.
there
It
we
will
go.
resume now. No overs lost.
Of course, always expected.
Of course. Of
But
course.
now the cloud cover,
No, I don't think so because
Crucial half hour.
it's always crucial.
no, but not in Sri Lanka. If I can agree if it's in England, but not in Sri
But
Lanka.
not in Sri Lanka.
No, it won't be. So players started, folks. No overs lost. So thank you so much, folks. We'll be back and hopefully no more rain delays. Please, please, please. So from all of us here, bye bye. See you hopefully in the mid innings.
Yeah.